Hey, welcome. What if I told you that your dreaded morning alarm, that enemy you fight every single day, could become the starting gun for your absolute best, most productive hours? Well, today, we're going to break down a method that does exactly that.
So let's just be real for a second. How many times did you hit it? Once? Twice? Or hey, maybe you're a 5-alarmer, just to be on the safe side. Look, we have all been there, right? But what if I told you that exact habit is the thing that's actually wrecking your morning before it even gets started?
And this right here, this is what's called the snooze button trap. It feels like you're doing your future self a favor, gifting yourself a few extra minutes of sleep. But it is a total lie. You're actually sabotaging the quality of the very rest you think you're getting.
See, every single time you hit that snooze button and drift off again, you're kicking off a brand new sleep cycle. The problem? There's no way you can finish it in just 9 minutes. So your brain gets all confused, your sleep gets chopped up into these little useless pieces, and you wake up feeling, well, even more tired and groggy than before. It's this awful cycle of junk sleep that just floods your morning with stress right from the get-go.
And this just perfectly shows the massive gap between what the snooze button promises and what it actually delivers. We hit it thinking, more rest, a nice, gentle start to the day. But the reality? It's just fragmented sleep, that horrible groggy feeling, and then of course, a super stressful, frantic rush because whoops, we're out of time. It's the classic bait and switch every single morning.
Okay, enough about the problem, right? Let's get to the solution. Because there is a way out of this trap. And it's not about gritting your teeth and using more willpower. Nope, it's about science. We're going to build something called the one-alarm reflex. And it's all about training your brain to actually work with you instead of against you.
So the whole idea here is based on something called a conditioned reflex. Just think about it. When a doctor taps your knee with that little hammer, what happens? It kicks. You don't decide to do it, it just happens. It's automatic. Well, it turns out we can actually train our brains to create those same kinds of automatic responses to all sorts of things.
And that is the whole secret right there. We can literally rewire our brains so that the alarm sound isn't a suggestion, It's not something you debate with. It's a direct signal. The alarm sounds and the reflex, the automatic, no questions asked reflex, is your feet hitting the floor. Period. I mean, this is the ultimate goal, right? To completely remove the decision from that groggy, fuzzy, half-asleep moment in the morning. The whole point is to train your brain so that getting out of bed becomes an instinct, an automatic action that happens without a single thought, the second you hear that sound.
All right, so that all sounds pretty great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Well, the method is way simpler than you'd think. It's called the 15-minute shift, and it's this really gentle, gradual process to retrain your body's internal clock without having to put up a big fight.
And the magic number? It's 15. Yep, just 15 minutes. This isn't some crazy, drastic overhaul of your whole schedule. It's about making a tiny, almost invisible adjustment, one that's so small your brain won't even bother to fight you on it.
So here's how it works step by step. First, you gotta commit. Set one alarm for your actual wake-up time. Just one. Then tonight, you're going to go to bed just 15 minutes earlier than you normally do. That's it. When that alarm goes off in the morning, you get up. No snooze, no exceptions. Then tomorrow night, you do it again. Go to bed another 15 minutes earlier. You just keep repeating this tiny shift night after night until your bedtime naturally lands right where it needs to be for a full night's rest. It's so gentle your brain barely even notices the change.
So what's the payoff? I mean, what actually happens when you stick with this and finally ditch the snooze button for good? Let's paint a picture of what your new morning is going to feel like.
Honestly, the benefits are huge. You start waking up feeling genuinely refreshed, like finally, right? That awful knot of morning anxiety, the whole "am I late?" panic, it just vanishes. You immediately get this sense of control over your day, and you get that time back for things you actually want to do. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's reading, who knows? And the best part? You start your day with a victory, and that just sets this amazing positive tone for the entire day.
So really, it all boils down to this. Your morning doesn't have to be a fight. It just doesn't. Once you understand a little bit about how your brain works and you use a simple trick like this 15-minute shift, you can stop going to war with your alarm clock and start actually winning your day, right from the moment you open your eyes.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Just think about it. If you suddenly had an extra 15, 30, maybe even a full hour of calm, focused, and energized time every single morning, what could you do with that? What could you achieve?